I want to welcome everybody to the webinar today. This is Robert Burns. I'm glad you're here and glad you've decided to join us. Before we get into the actual presentation, I want to read a bit of this disclaimer to you. I'd encourage you to take a screenshot if you're on your phone or screenshot if you're on your computer. This is an important thing to be mindful of when trading. And I'll just get to the punchline. The essence of this whole thing is trading is risky. That's why you're able to get really good returns, but occasionally it's a double-edged sword. It can go against you. So just be mindful of that. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. You notice that's underlined at the bottom, and it's for good reason. You don't want to put money in here that's the rent money or grocery money, discretionary income, that you maybe use to go out to a restaurant a few times, during the month. That might be money that would be well intended for here. So with all that said, we'll go ahead and get into this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Robert Burns. I'm from the USA and born, bred, and buttered in the USA. My wife and daughter, Anna and Alexandra, are from Romania, where I am, and I've been here since late April. And we'll be headed out around the 1st of July, going back home in a very circuitous route. But we're going to have some fun along the way. Also, my son is in Montana, Bozeman, Montana. So everybody in the family is happy, healthy, and wise. And for fun, I like to do fly fishing and bass guitar. Looking forward to getting home, actually, to do both of those a little bit more than I have been the last couple of months. On my professional resume, you'll see that the common theme in most everything there are financially related products, meaning things that generate income, be it Forex, real estate, or crypto. But that is the common theme in all of those. You can create wealth with any of those and all of those instruments. So that's something we'll be taking a look at today is Forex, actually in crypto a little bit, because you can trade crypto on RoboForex. And then additionally, if you choose to engage in the affiliate part of what we're doing, that is something that can be very lucrative as well. Also, a benefit there is you don't have to have a lot of capital to start. Not that you have to have a lot of capital to trade. You can start small, but literally in the case of being a team builder, you can start with none, zero. And if you have hustle and you have ambition and drive, you can make a lot of money there. Excuse me. So that's something that is a very powerful aspect. We'll get into that in just a minute. These are the things that I'm going to go over today. What is copy trading, the broker, withdrawals, how you can compound. If you don't know what compounding is, you'll have a pretty good idea of how it works about 2/3 of the way through the presentation. And then I'll get into the affiliate part, which of course is optional. You may just want to enjoy the benefits of trading and that's it. And we love you. No problem. Now, what is copy trading? The essence of copy trading is you open up an account at a company like RoboForex that has copy trading available. You then get together with the person that referred you here and say, hey, who are you using? Who do you like as a trader? That trader may be a human. That trader may be a robot. In either case, you have an opportunity to have that trading strategy traded on your behalf. You don't have to know anything about trading, which is, of course, nice because trading is complex. Trading is not for everybody as far as doing the actual trading. It can be very challenging to do. And it is something that takes a while to learn. So there is some pretty steep learning curve. So the beauty of this is you don't have to do any of that. You literally, once you register, you verify your account, you fund it, then get together with your person that sponsored you as well with their team above them. And, they're very interested in having you successful with the copy trading because a couple of things happen. One, that will put a smile on your face. Two, chances are good you'll find more money to put into the copy trading, and maybe you decide you want to be an affiliate. All good stuff. So those are things that's the essence of copy trading. Now, let's look at the broker. The broker is somebody that I ran across. It must have been well over a year ago. And in February of this year, I ran across this fellow from Ireland, Robert Russell, who is a key leader in our organization. He is my sponsor. He's one of the best leaders in the company. And he had a post on his Facebook wall, and I went, whoa, wait a minute. I know this company. This is a broker I wanted to get an account with before I met Robert ever. And then when I saw that there was copy trading with it, I had already done the research and found out that this company has 4.5 million clients in 169 countries and is winning all kinds of awards. So I was pretty convinced about RoboForex being a good platform. I didn't need a lot of persuasion there. But then when I found out that there was copy trading, and I know the power of that, because when you can offer something to somebody where once they're set up, they can sit on the couch and make money, that's a winner. In other words, they can be at work, they can be out playing around, going on vacation for 2 months, whatever they may be doing. And if they can earn money while they're doing that, that's a very powerful platform. This company, RoboForex, is regulated by the FSC, which is a regulatory body in the country of Belize, where they're registered. They're also a participant in the Financial Commission, which is a kind of a consortium of different Forex brokers that got together and said, why don't we form a commission that if there is a dispute with any one of our clients, with any one of our companies that's part of this commission, we'll have independent arbitration of the whole, the body of the commission, the different people that are on the arbitration board. If a client has a dispute, for instance, if RoboForex client has a dispute, not only RoboForex is adjudicating that dispute, it's all the people that are on that panel. They're independent, and if the client prevails in the dispute, they then can be compensated up to 20,000 euros. So it's really, more than anything, a really good faith gesture to say, look, we want to play fair, and we're willing to put ourselves at the mercy of our colleagues out here in the event it's determined we're not playing fair. So I really like that. That's a good statement about who they are. Now, what are the instruments that are being traded by RoboForex? Well, of course, Forex pairs. The 40 that, they're the majors, and then the ones that are called crosses, which are somewhat less popular, but the ones you'd expect: the Euro USD, Pound USD, Japanese Yen, the Swissy, etc. Cryptocurrencies are able to be traded, stocks are able to be traded, and indices are able to be traded. And indices, think of indices like the Dow Jones Industrial Average would be a good example of an index, in other words, or indices. That's something that gives you the ability to trade very popular things like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or the UK 100, the US 100, the DAX, which is the German 40. All of these are very, very popular, very powerful, lots of volatility. So there's, if you're a skilled trader, you can make a lot of money with those. Additionally, there are exchange traded funds. There are soft commodities, things like cocoa, coffee, sugar, corn, wheat, etc. Energy, natural gas, heating oil, energy symbols or instruments. And then last but not least is gold and silver are in the metals category. And a lot of people like to trade gold. It can be very good. It can also punish you a lot if you get it wrong. So you have to be careful with those, but they can be very profitable if you do have the trading skill. Now, again, I won't read all this stuff to you, but here's the bottom line. RoboForex has a lot of good marks on their report card. A lot. And they're from independent people that, wouldn't say nice things unless it was true. So there's the essence of what caught my attention about RoboForex before I met Robert Russell. Now, what I'd like to show you now is information on the traders. And keep in mind, when we're showing you traders here, yes, RoboForex is a good platform. Traders are the thing that really, in the copy trading part especially, because you can trade yourself if you have those skills. You can be a trader, trade on RoboForex as a place that you have your own account. If you have the skill that you can do get good things happening on a consistent basis. Tony, who's on the call with us today, he's somebody that is in the process of learning to be one of the copy traders, and naturally is doing a lot of effort to get his trading skill to the point where he has consistency, but he aspires to be a copy trader. Good on you, Tony. That's something that's a very desirable thing. I want to do the same thing. In fact, he's a little ahead of me. So having the opportunity to do that, or if you know people, by the way, that are good traders already, this is a heck of a platform to put them on, because they can make a lot more money doing exactly what they're doing right now. And I'll show you how that works, both from the client perspective and from the trader perspective. But know this, when we recommend a trader, we do that because we're using that trader. The people on our team consistently, we're not just recommending traders, that we don't really have experience with. We use them. We the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all that means. In other words, if we use a trader, we're recommending them because we like them and we have good results. If we recommend a trader to you as a client, the goal is to put a smile on your face, because if we do that, you're probably going to stick around. You're probably going to find more capital to put in front of that trader. Everybody starts out with their test account, but how much money are you going to put in if the test account goes well? Probably more. That most people do that. So what are some of the criteria we use to establish, the due diligence on a trader? What is their stop loss? Is it tight? Are their drawdowns low? That's a big deal. What is a drawdown? A drawdown is when a trader enters a trade, most of the time they're immediately in an unrealized loss because there's a spread between the bid and the ask. And if some of this terminology sounds like Greek to you, don't panic. You'll when you see it manifest on a screen, you'll go, okay, got it. It's not that complicated. But a drawdown is something that most of the time, unless you're that superstar that, or the trader that you hired entered a trade and it immediately goes into the positive, that's somewhat rare. Most of the time you're in an operating loss until it does move at some point in your direction. And that, in which case, then you have an unrealized gain. And then when you close it, either as a gain or as a loss, it becomes a realized gain or a realized loss. All of that to say, that's what a drawdown is. Past performance is a great indication, but not always. Sometimes things can happen tomorrow that haven't happened before. That this is trading. It does have risk. The win ratio in trades is important, although it'll surprise you that sometimes, you can find out that traders that have a 50% win ratio can be some of the most profitable traders because they let their winners run. They just cut a lot of losers short. It's a matter of making sure that when you do have a winner, let it go. And good traders do that. Also, do they have a means of communicating with you and you with them? In other words, do they have a Telegram channel and a group where you can interact with them and ask questions? That's very important. And what are their total number of trades they've taken? And another very good index generally is how many investors are following them, how many are subscribed to that trader. If you see a lot of investors, that's generally a pretty good sign. So here's an example of a trader. This particular trader, this wasn't a long period of time. This is just to show you the mechanics of this process. And what you see on the screen here is from an organization called MyFXBook. What's that? MyFXBook is a tool that allows you to put in an account to verify the account. If you're a trader or you're a client, you can do this as a client too. And we'll show you how to do this if you want to do this on your own. It's really nice because it will show you exactly how much money you're making or losing. You can see the daily return, the monthly return, the drawdown is all of this stuff is all computed automatically. So this client put in $622. By the time this screenshot was taken, they'd made $31 in profit. They'd paid a little bit of interest. They had a balance of $654, and their equity was $632. So the difference here between $654 in the balance and the $632, that is drawdown. That's when they're running, see, a little bit negative on a trade until it turns around. But this is a great example of what MyFXBook will do. And this is a good example of what we're looking for initially in a trader, especially, wow, almost, 2%, daily return. I mean, there are banks that don't pay you that much in a year, let that sink in. Monthly return on this one, 6%. But keep in mind, this is a very short duration. This is just to show you the mechanics. Here's another trader many of us are fond of. This is actually a robotic trader called Rock and Robot. And Rock and Robot has, this is a bit dated at this point. I've got to update this slide, but this is now up to like 33% overall gain. Drawdown here was 8%. It's gone up. It does have spikes on the drawdown from time to time. It's just the nature of the way this trades, but it does a very good job of managing trades, and it's had consistent profitability. And that's a key thing we look for is consistency. So this account had $1,152 and change deposited in it. The account balance as of the time the screenshot was taken was $1,424. It was getting a 0.89%, almost 1%, daily return, monthly return of about 26%. Now, you start to see these kinds of numbers, you can make money in a hurry, particularly when you're compounding it, which I'll show you here in just a sec. Here's a slide that I'm fond of, but every time I see this, I've got to remind myself to change this slide because there's something on here I don't like. And we had an experience with a trader recently that will remain nameless, but was trading gold. And look, this chart looked the same. I'm going to make sure this is done before we meet again. Chart with teeth marks. That'll be my note to self to fix this slide, because what we're looking for, this is like the perfect trader. And that, by the way, is kind of scary because nobody's perfect, including robots. What you want to see is little bite-sized teeth marks in here, as I call them, meaning you see this nice smooth chart here. That means this trader has never taken any losses. And that's something you want to be very careful about, because when traders take no losses, they may not be using a stop. They may or they may not, but we had a trader that was doing great until he wasn't and completely went sideways, big, huge drawdown that ended up being a realized loss. Ouch. Those do happen, and we learned from that. But it took a bite out of everybody's hide that was with that trader. And I know Tony right now is going, yep, I was with that guy too. So look for little bites in here. That's not a bad sign. You want to see losses that the trader is taking the loss readily. It's a little loss, and then you see them continue to move up. That's what you want to see. This is a little bit frightening if you see no losses in here, which you don't. Now, this is something that is a very, one of the most important things is, can you get your money in? And more importantly, can you get it out? If you're in different countries out in the marketplace, most countries allow you to use Visa and MasterCard. There are a few that don't. Most countries allow you to use crypto. There are a few that don't, including the UK, by the way. I don't know if that's a thing with Brexit, but I'm in Romania. They can use crypto, so can Nigeria. Some countries, UK being one, cannot use crypto. Ireland can. So, it is what it is. But you have a lot of ways to get your money in and out. Certainly, Visa and MasterCard are widely available, in virtually every country. That's a method. And then there are other systems that are just not as popular as the major ones like that. Here's my colleague, Robert Russell, showing exactly this very idea. Here he was doing withdrawals. He's in Ireland, by the way. So he was doing a withdrawal here with crypto. There's the withdrawals, the three of them. Here were bank transfers. He's done withdrawals with using a wire transfer with a bank. Here are withdrawals on Visa and MasterCard. And why is this important? Because some companies make it a real pain in the neck to get your money out. That's a bad sign. You want to always have control of your money. So if you decide, wait a minute, I need, something comes up and you want to pull your money out, you don't want to have to fiddle around to get your money. You want it to come to you quickly and on time. It does here. That's a very, very key component with the choice of any broker. And this is just more examples of the same. In other words, he's doing withdrawals here with his USDT with crypto. So now we get into some fun stuff. I have to reiterate this slide before I show you what I'm about to show you, because this is one of those parts that I love doing because it's such a fun thing. And it is that there is risk here. So be sure to be mindful of that. Trading is risky. Your results will vary and are not guaranteed. And again, down here at the bottom, never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. Meaning, don't use the rent money, don't use the mortgage money, don't use the grocery money. That's not a good idea. Use money that, again, you have the latitude and the discretion. That money that you might use to go out to dinner, that might be well placed here. So with that, we're going to get into compounding. And before we do, I want to send you something out that is a gift. This is something that you can take yourself, and I'll show you how to work it here in just a second. And you can take with you and plug into this and be able to use what I'm about to show you. This is called the compounding calculator. I just sent it to you in chat. So go ahead and click on that link while I'm getting ready to roll here, and that will mean that you have the ability to use it when we're done. If you click on the link, it'll open up in a browser, and you can then use it afterwards, and you'll be able to see how to use it with what I'm about to do, but then you'll have the actual calculator that I'm using. So with that in mind, let me get over here. So here is our calculator. And what I want to do in the interest of time, There is an amount that when you start out your experience with copy trading, there are a lot of traders that you can put in $100 and trade $100 as the minimum amount you invest. And that's kind of like, let's be real. That's like a test account. $100, couple $100, $500, whatever that amount that is like, you just want to play around and see how it works. That number varies, but it can be as little as $100 with many traders. Now, let's say that you give that some time, maybe 4 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, depends on what your time frame is. But if you've seen enough in a couple of weeks, maybe you say, okay, I think this is going to work for me, and you put in more principal. I'm going to start here with $1,000. Okay, I'm not suggesting you do, but that's just a number that is easy to reference and easy to see what's going on. I'm also going to put in here a interest rate of 0.89, exactly what that robot got in as a daily return. And I'm going to say for 1 year. Now, let me ask you a question in chat. If you put $1,000 and you thought this thing is going to compound at 0.89%, and notice out here daily, not weekly, not monthly, not annually, daily. And we're going to let it run for a year. What do you think that the $1,000 will turn into at the end of 1 year? Go ahead and type your answer in chat, if you would, please. Give it a year. What's it going to look like? Type your answer in chat. Your $1,000 turns into ding, ding, ding. What number? Go ahead and type that in chat. I've got $9,000 from Tony Lack. Okay. 10K from Karen Deverson. Thank you, Karen. Welcome, by the way. I was doing some other stuff. Didn't see you come in. Welcome to the call. And Yoli and Jordan and Shezd. Not sure who that is. Welcome. Anybody else? Do you have a guess as to what that $1,000 is going to turn into? Go ahead and put your number. It's fun. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer here. There actually is. It's math, but we're having fun. $8,000. Wow. We're getting some people that are pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. I'll do away with the drama. Oh, okay. Here we go. Bang. Wait a minute. Was that $1,000? 0.89% daily for a year. Wow, this number looks a lot. Oh. Yeah, this is a good mistake. Now, look here. It says $25,000. I'm like, I know that's not the right number. So I had a reference point, kind of a bracketed number as to what it should be. Why did it get $25,000? Because I made a mistake right here. I went by this, and this is a good teaching moment for myself too. Include all days of the week. What do you think? It's Forex. How many days a week does Forex trade? 5, not 7. Now, if you're trading crypto, this would be the right answer, okay? Because you can trade crypto around the clock. But in this case, let's use no, and we're going to just do the 5 days of the week. Let's recalculate. We had 25. It's sadly not 25. It's going to be around, well, bing, look at there. $1,000 by June 16th of 2024. If you got 0.89% every day during trading sessions, and it was just like a machine, you'd make a 901% profit. Your grand would turn into 10 grand. Wow. A lot to like there, right? And who was closest? Well, looks like Karen got the nail on the head. So nicely done, Karen. That was the proper estimate. Now, let me show you a few things here that are just wild, okay? Just crazy wild. This is at 0.89%, which is really good. I mean, that's a good return. Now, am I suggesting you're going to get 0.89%? No, because it depends on what trader, it depends on the market. There's lots of variables here. Again, refer to the disclaimer should you have any questions about, what I'm representing. It's a very important thing to look at that disclaimer. But I want to show you this because it's just math. If you're fortunate enough to pick the right trader and the market conditions are, cooperating, is it achievable? It can be, yeah. Let's see we know that a grand turned into 10 grand in 1 year. What if we added 0.11? In other words, not a huge number, but we went from 0.89 to just 1%. What do you think the number is going to be if we do that? Go ahead and type your number in now. 1% instead of 0.89. What do you think? Okay, we've got 15K from Karen. And who else do we have that's going to give a guess as to what this might be? Go ahead and type your number in. No right or wrong number, as you know. We're just having fun here. Welcome, Robert Russell. Okay, I'll dispense with the drama. Let's do the calculation. Bada bing, bada boom. It's $13,000. So 0.11%. Let that sink in. 0.11. That's puny. Earned you another $3,290. And so your 1,000 turned into that. Are there traders that are achieving this amount with consistency? There are. In fact, we're talking to and interviewing a trader that we have very high expectation level for. If things go as we hope they do, you will hear from this. You'll hear about this trader in a couple of weeks. Very excited about it, and it's something that can be really, really powerful. Now, what's a really important thing to look at with reducing your risk? Okay, you put in $1,000. Let's look at this as an example. Okay, here we are starting in June. There's a little bit of opportunity to earn some profit. You know, we're about 2/3 of the way through the month. So this computes that profit that would be earned at that rate of 1% a day. And then your balance starting in July would be 1104.62. You have then earnings of 256 in July. That then adds to your overall balance. You then start August with 1361. You earn 350 in August. You add that to your balance. You have 1711. You start to see a very big and robust increase in your overall principal balance as this compounds. Because notice your profits are being added in, and the day it's added in, it starts trading that new amount, not actually monthly, but daily. Look at that. You have these amounts that are computing in and adding in and adding in, and you get much more accelerated rate of growth when that takes place. The smartest guy in the world ever, by most people's measure, was Albert Einstein. He said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest, and old Albert was right. And I'm stunned every time I do this. What I want to draw your attention to is right here, though. Okay, remember we put in $1,000. So when this number is north of $2,000, which it is by the end of September, you have the opportunity to get your $1,000 back and still be trading $1,100 in the market. In other words, at this point right here, by the end of September, you could take $1,000 out, kind of do a start over. You've got your $1,000 back. So you've completely eliminated your risk at that point. Your initial investment, your seed money, your, whatever you call that, your starting capital, you've got back in your wallet. And you're trading then with 1,109 starting in October. So let's see what we could do with that 1,109. And we'll start in beginning of October, I think it was, I think that was right. October 1. Let me just see here. I think that was October. Yeah. So let's look at that and let's say, okay, we continue with this plan and we do a calculation, and that's going to turn into 15,000 at the end of a year. What do you think it would do if I change this to 2 years? Because again, we're just playing now with the house's money, right? In other words, we're playing with profit, not with, you've gotten your $1,000 back. You've completely reduced your risk to zero. So in 2 years here, if you did that, you saw that in 1 year, you'd have 15,000. What do you think it's going to be when I hit the calculate button in 2 years? Answer, a much bigger number, because you're starting to enjoy the real muscle of compounding as you get into the second year, especially. And you have an account value now at the end of year 2 that's 201,000. And it's clipping along, generating, look at these numbers. These are monthly numbers that it's earning from January, 7,000 8,000, 10,000, 13,000, 16,000, 19,000. These are profit numbers that are making big, sizable contributions to your principal balance. Maybe you say, wait a minute, I don't think I want all of that money going into the trading. I'd like to put some of that in my wallet. How about if you say, why don't we reinvest 50-50? So we're going to reinvest 50%. We're going to put 50% in our wallet. Recalculate, same number. Now, you had 1,109 to start. You have now an investment value of 15,058. Your total earnings are 27,000, but ding, 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 you put 13,000 bucks in your pocket. How about that? In other words, look at our columns here. Here you have the month. Here you have the total earnings. Here's how much you reinvested and cash out. This is going right into your wallet. And you could wait, maybe until, instead of doing it the way I just did it, you could do this. You could say, okay, I'm going to let it really grow like crazy at 100% reinvest. Because remember, you've already gotten your money back out. That's a real key and central point here. Let's say you reinvest 100% and you get down here to, let's say, we started this in October of 23, give it a year, October of 24, you have an account balance then of 18,000, let's say at the beginning of 2025, okay? You have an account balance, end of 24, you have an account balance of 28,700 bucks. I'm going to just use 28,000, okay? So and this is for the beginning of January 25, okay? So let's look at what that does. You let it grow, 28,000. And let's say from beginning of 25, we're getting there, bada bing, bada boom, there you go, okay? Now you've got the same rate going. You found a trader that's very consistent. You're going to now look at it over 2 years. This is when things really start to pop. Look at that. That's a lot of commas. That's your $1,000 turned over in 2 years into 5 million bucks. That sounds crazy. I know. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, right? It's math, guys. This is math. If the key thing here to make all of this manifest is this number right here, that interest rate on a daily percentage, is it consistent? And can you find somebody that can deliver the goods over a long period of time? And if you find that unicorn, man, you want to really, and you do want to reduce your risk, of course. And as I showed you, you got your $1,000 back pretty quickly, like in 3 months. Now, here is where you could do things like this. You could say, okay, at that point, let's look at what 50-50 is. So you would have a smaller account size at that point if you did it this way, but you've earned $700,000. You put $350K in your pocket. You put 378 into investment value because you started out with 28,000. So at the end of 2 years, you've got a $370,000 account clipping along at 60 to 80 grand a month in profit. What if you said, I don't need that much out. Why don't I put in, I'm going to reinvest 70 and take out 30. Let's calculate that. Well, now your investment value is $1 million. You took out 445,000. It was actually better than what you just took out. Still had a whopping profit. And then at the end of 2 years, you're clipping along. I mean, you're earning, 6 figures a month. Like that's pretty hard to take. I know. You reinvest in this. This is your reinvestment column. This is what's in your wallet. You can play around with this to your heart's content, and you can, screenshot these different strategies and so forth. But what I hope I had happen was the light turn on about how powerful compounding is, because it really is, ladies and gentlemen, the eighth wonder of the world. Compounding is the thing that makes your money really sweat a lot harder than you do and makes it earn money when you're sleeping. There's a lot to like there. So back to the presentation. What I've shown you thus far is I've shown you what the basics of copy trading are, the solidity of the broker, how withdrawals work, and how you can compound your money daily. What I want to do now is talk about what's coming up on Monday at 8 p.m. UK time. We have a master class with none other than Robert Russell, who is a key leader on the team. He will help you get up to speed, and Tony Lack is also on that call. Those two do a terrific job of getting your hands around how to do all of this stuff. That's what that call is about, is the mechanics. This isn't really intended for prospects or guests. This is intended for people that are registered, wanting to verify, wanting to get plugged in. That's what this is about. Then on Wednesdays, we have a call at 8 p.m. UK time, again, led by Robert Russell. And that's something that is a very powerful call like this one. It is intended for guests and prospects. And then on Saturday each week, yours truly is in the driver's seat. And we do this same time, same channel every Saturday. We have it in two parts. Part one is what we're doing now. Part two will start after we've done the drawing and we get into the Q&A. And then if you're interested in going ahead, if you're a guest here, be sure to take a screenshot of this slide. Right now, I'll just leave it here for a minute. That'll give me a chance to get a drink here. The website at the bottom, I want you to favorite place that website. In fact, I'm going to put that in chat right now so you have it. That website is an excellent place to go get information about this whole business, and it basically will give you a means of being able to plug in and see information, see video information, as well as getting plugged into our groups, getting plugged into, it will direct you back to the person that you need to get in touch with to get their link, because we are affiliates. So whoever introduced you here, if Tony introduced you here, get together with Tony. If Robert Russell introduced you here, get together with Robert Russell. If Johnny Smith introduced you here, go get Johnny Smith's link. You get the idea. This will explain how to get plugged in at the very bottom, also on step number 4 on this website, so you can get started. This is an excellent one to try to tackle on your own. And then for any remaining questions you have, go to this class on Monday, and Robert and Tony can do a good job of buttoning everything up and getting everything finalized for you, help you do that. So now I want to get into the affiliate part, and then we'll get into the drawing. The affiliate part is very straightforward. It is simple. It works. You can withdraw your money. You can do whatever. It's your money. You can do with it what you wish. So the earnings that come from the affiliate part, you could add it to your trading account and accelerate the compounding process. That's what I personally choose to do, and I know a lot of people do. But now and then I want to take some money out and pay down some debt or do something like that. I can do that. It's my money, and it's your money in your account. You can do with it as you wish. There are no payout limits. There's daily payments. There's no deal restrictions, no bonus restrictions, 24/7 support, and really good analytics. I'm delighted with how much information you can get about your team. We have 4 ways that we earn money here. The first way is through our own trading accounts. That's number 1, getting returns from copy trading. Number 2 is, if you choose to engage in the affiliate part, you can refer people to traders. And let's say that the trader charges 30% profit of the profit weekly. They then often will split that with affiliates that refer people to this. So like many traders will say, okay, I'll charge 30% of the profit, and they can't charge anything unless they've earned a profit, by the way, central point. They earn a profit $100, you would see 50, they would get 50. Okay, so they often will do like a 50-50 split. It varies from trader to trader, but what I just described is a fairly common profit strategy that traders use. Then additionally, you receive commission from trade fees 5 levels deep directly from the broker. This is surprisingly lucrative, and as you build a team of people that are here and they in turn start enrolling people, and all of a sudden you're earning money from people you don't even know. Pretty cool. And monthly there is a bonus that gets paid on the beginning of the month. So on that 5-tier plan, I'll get back there in just a second. Let me give you an example of commission calculation. So here is your trading account, $5,000. Let's say that you enjoy a 23% profit in a month. And by the way, you may or may not earn that amount. I'm just showing you an example here. I'm not representing you're going to earn 23%. It's real trading. It will vary. It will go down. It will go up. Just depends on the month, the trader, and market conditions. There's no guarantee of 23% is the key point here. But for our example, if you were fortunate enough to earn 23%, you'd have an $1,150 gross profit. And the trader you chose, let's say they charge 30%, which would be that gross profit times 0.7. This would be your net amount. In other words, the 30% came off the top of the $1,150, leaving $805. You go into next month with 5805 in your trading account. There is the manifestation of compounding in living color right there. Okay. Now let's say that you find 5 of your buddies that say, hey, I'd like to do the same thing you did. They put in 5,000 each for 25,000. 23% of that is 5750. Mine 5750 times 30%, the trader fee. The trader, if no affiliate was involved, they would get 1725. But you are one of the affiliates that's getting busy and proactive, and you have 5 clients that did this. You would see $862, and so would the trader. The trader split it with you. Many traders follow this plan. So here's additional money that's coming into your account that you then can withdraw. You can spend it on groceries. You can do whatever you want. It's your money. And you can also, yes, you could put it into your trading account and accelerate compounding. Here's the bonus, or here's the 5-tier part of the comp plan, I should say. 35%, 20%, 15, 12 and a half, and 10. Monthly, you're paid out a bonus. If you've earned between $100 and $500, you are paid a bonus of 10% of that. If you earn between $500 and $30,000, you're paid a 15% bonus. That would be up to $4,500. And then if you are a superstar in the team and you're earning over $30,000 in profit monthly, you get a 20% bonus, and that starts at $6,000 on up. I see our boy Robert Russell getting here pretty quickly. He's already here. He's killing it. Let me see if he's still on the call. I don't know if he can talk. I'm kind of ambushing him here, admittedly. Nope, he's not on the call still. Okay. He was out with his boys enjoying the fruits of his labor, spending time with his family, and his boys are out in a football tournament. So good on him. So that's the mechanics of the comp plan. The example that I wanted to cite, he had a high water mark about 3 weeks ago now that was over $1,000 in one day from just this part of the comp plan right here. I personally have had a high water mark of $326 in one day. So this is something that can really be lucrative. And I got aboard a little bit later than Robert did. I joke with him all the time that I'm going to catch him. What a good race to have. There is no loser. But this is something that I was pretty dismissive of this. I was like, that won't amount to much. I was wrong. This really is very, very significant. So what I've just covered, I showed you. I hope that you see that it's pretty simple. It works. You can add it to your trading, or you can withdraw it. You can have it compound, your account if you put it into your trading. Pretty cool stuff. So what I'd like to do at this point is I'd like to do a drawing, and this is the fun part of the whole equation here. So if you are a guest, I want you to type the word guest in chat, okay? Because that will enable me to know you're a guest and that you are wanting to participate in the drawing. So type the word guest. Karen, great. Glad to have you with us. And guys, we're going to take just a minute for people to find the chat box on their Zoom app, find chat and type in, if you are a guest, type guest. A guest is somebody who has not registered. A guest is somebody who may have registered but has not funded. Okay, unfunded clients can enter the drawing. You must agree to allow us to publish your name and picture. If that is objectionable, then don't participate in the drawing, because that is a condition of the drawing. We want to show people who has won, and that's something that is a very important thing in the overall mix. I'll show you just while we're waiting here who has won in the past to give you a living in color example of that. Here is where your picture will go. And Tony, we need to get Richard's picture, by the way, just reminded me. But here's Don. He's from Northern Ireland. Here's Yolanda. She's from Romania. Here's John. He's from the UK. Rennie, I don't know where she's from because I'm not sure I was on that call that day. But are you next? Is your name going to be right here? That's what we're trying to find out right now. So let's see how we did. If you're a guest, type the word guest. Okay, we've got some good stuff going on here. Karen, let me get my handy dandy browser here and get to the tool that we're going to use. Let's see. Got to get this thing out of the way here. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I'm traveling right now. I'm in Romania, and one thing I really miss. I have the luxury at home of having a lot of screen real estate, 3 big monitors. I miss them. Oh, okay, so we've got Karen. We've got Jordan 233. Is that your name, Jordan? Could you type yes on that if it is or it isn't? Let us know what is your name. Christina, I think I see you here. And same question for Shezd, Shezd. If you could let me know if that is your name. Sometimes people use, nicknames or something. Rob and Sabrina are guests. Okay, Rob is in the mix. And Sabrina is in the mix. Okay. Helaman is your name, Jordan? Perfect. Okay. Helaman. Okay. Rob, we got you. Now that is Rob, not Robert. Sorry, that was Habit right there. Tony, that is the Rob. Hang on a minute here. I want to undo the, I had the audio in not work mode. Let me get this straightened out so people can unmute here. Okay, Tony, can you give me a hand here and let me know if we have everybody we should on the guest list? I don't want anybody to miss out here. Okay, thank you for that. Mamie Shalil. I hope I'm not butchering that too badly. We're going to get you in there like that. Whoa, that was not it. Undo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that didn't foul things up. Okay. Me. I'll just put MA. Sorry. Okay, we're just about ready. Do I have everybody on here, Tony?
I lost my internet earlier. It looks Jordan.
Let me just do it. I want to make sure we've got everybody. I've got.
If anyone's not on there, please type in the chat again. If you're not on there.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony. Christina. Let's see. That is Mamie. This is Helaman. We've got Helaman on there. Helaman. Sorry. Helaman. Rob and Sabrina. I think we've got everybody.
I think so. Yeah, I think
this is last call. If you're a guest or you're somebody that would like to participate in the drawing now, speak up or forever hold your peace. We are getting ready to pull the trigger here. Somebody is going to be the lucky winner of $100. Sabrina, we've got you. Rob, we've got you. Now, do we have 2 Robs or is there just 1 Rob here? Because I see.
You got you. Yeah, it's just 1 Rob.
I wish I could participate, but I can't, sadly.
And me.
Nope, you're out, buddy. You're an agent distributor
already. Yeah, I know.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Who will the winner be? Let's get ready to rumble. All right, boom. Helaman. Very nice. Congratulations. Now what we'll need to do.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Yes. Let's do this about that. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in for a landing on the streaming video, and then we can get into the Q&A and answer any specific questions. So this will wrap up the presentation, but then we'll get into really what's the most important part is interacting and getting your questions